This is the create statement that we have used to create a table. So we say create table, then we give the table name, then we have provided the columns and what are the data types, and then we use the insert statement to insert the data. So if I look at this table, if I query this table using select, so I want to query all the fields, whatever is there. So I will say select star from where I want to, which table? Select star from employee. So I'm going to execute this. Now what will happen is it will provide me all the employee details, right? All the data that is available here. Now imagine, right? So you want to create another table similar to this employee table with data. So what you can do is you can actually go create table. Let's say employee table duplicate. So I'm going to say employee table duplicate. I can create this, then I can insert all this data again, right? So instead, what we can do is, because it's a time consuming, right? If it has like 10,000 records, you'll have to do 10,000. If it has million records, you have to do 1 million times. So instead of doing all this, so what we can do is you can clone this data. So whatever, or structure. So you can clone the data, you can copy the data, you can copy the structure, or you can just copy the structure. Okay. So what I'll do is I want to create another table with all the data which the employee table has, but I don't want to use insert statements. I don't want to insert. It's already there. I just want to copy it. Right. So for that, what you can do is I can do create table. So let me call this table as employee dupe, a table name. Now here, instead of providing the column names, what you can do is you can simply say as create table as select star from employee. So what it will do here is like it will create a table with this one, the structure of employee, and it will select all the data from this employee table. So if I execute this, but before that, let's see, we have 8 records, right? So if I execute this, see, table employee dupe is created. Now let's check this. So I'm going to say select star from employee dupe, and I will see all the data that is there in the employee table, right? So employee table had 8 records. Now you can see, I think it has 9 records. So we inserted James as well, right? So it has 9 records. It has all the 9 records here. So we can also, instead of star, we can also do something like this. If I just want to create a table, but I don't want to create as it is, I only want few fields out of it. So let's say let's just create another table here, right? So I'm going to say create table. This time I'm going to call it as emp1 as select. I want employee ID and I want employee name from employee, right? So now if I execute this, it will create me a table. I think the name is already existing. So name is already existing. So no problem. This errors are good. I'm not going to edit this out because you need to understand if there is an error, how do you read it and how do you understand it. So it basically says name is already used by an existing object. So somewhere I'm using employee one. So I need to change that. So instead of employee one, I'm going to call it employee 10, right? So now I'm going to go back and execute it. Hopefully it should get executed. Yes, employee 10 is now created. So let's go ahead and select this table and see the data. Now here I have only selected employee ID and employee name. So I should only get employee ID and employee name. So now here, so this is how you can actually create this table. So you can further add few more details to it. Like you can limit if you want, like, hey, I have 9 records there. If I don't want all the 9 records, I only want like 2 records. You can limit that. So there is a where clause, which we will see again in the upcoming sessions. But basically the concept is like if this is the syntax for creating a table, and you use a select statement. Whatever is outcome of the select statement gets inserted into that particular table, the structure and the data. So this is a simple way of creating a table. This is very, very super helpful and very important. especially when you want to create something or duplicate something in production. This is something that we always do. So I hope this is clear, and I'll see you guys in my next class.